this stuff here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hello and welcome to episode 557 of the Overseas Connection podcast. It's December 15th and I'm your host again tonight, Peter Chin. Oh my God, something must be going wrong. I'm the legit Chin on all the other gaming platforms and Twitter and all that jazz. And joining me this week, we have the same lineup. We must be doing something completely terrible. Yes, awful. Right from the middle of America, we have the wonderful Kim Woods.
Howdy, everybody.
And spinning the decks tonight, the ever beautiful, and yes, that's right, the ever beautiful Robin Tate.
Thank you. At Bongo the Sin here, right in the middle of Northern Ireland. Yes, that's me. The lake in the middle, top right-hand corner. That's where I am right now. You can nuke it anytime. Nice to be back on. I think actually we have done something really, really bad. Or we've just pissed people off. They just don't. We're like the three lepers. Nobody wants us.
Exactly.
You know.
Well, Greg says we need to lose some followers. So we lost 10 last week. We're hoping to lose another 22 this week.
What was the thing that he said? He said earlier on there that we would have some what was it? Some nice banter, some pithy talk about the news. You know, Steve's talking about game of the year stuff and all that there. Yes, you can talk. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so I can go again. I don't mind hosting. This is you, Pete. And then Greg goes, yeah, that could work. Robin, I believe, said he was available, and Kim as well. So Robin could spin the deck. You host and talk up the fisting, and Kim can keep the sanity. So first mention of fisting already. There you go. Anyway, yeah, it's great to be here on the show. Twas the one almost before Christmas, and we're here doing a show about life, the universe, and everything.
If you've never listened to this podcast before, welcome. It's 557, so you've got a few to catch up on. Go back, listen to plenty more. But we're a video gaming podcast for the more wise and mature gamer who stays just a bit off from centre. We broadcast weekly on Sundays at 9 p.m. UK, 1 p.m. West Coast, 4 p.m. East Coast, and 3 p.m. Central. You can find us on twitch.tv, mixer.com, youtube.com. You just got to search for OC Podcast. We've got to mention as well our Twitch follower, which is Alpha Kenny Baddy.
Sorry, who is it again?
Alpha. This ain't one of yours, is it? And I'm not catching it.
What is it, sorry?
So it's Alpha Kenny Baddy.
You'll sorry, I didn't make that out. Say it again.
So there's no birthdays. I'm missing this. You'll probably just have to fill us in after.
No,
stop it.
Say it once more.
No.
Once more.
Just Alpha Kenny Baddy.
Yeah, we know.
I'm still anyway. I'm still thinking about what I'm going to talk about next, and I'm not.
We've heard that about you.
We have indeed.
For those who don't listen to the podcast, Robin does tend to pick up the show notes, so we end up saying things that we shouldn't. I'm sorry if it's offended anyone, but Alpha can say.
Do you like that one, Kim? Is that good?
Anyway, right. There's no birthdays.
Oh dear, the connection's really bad. So damn.
Let's move on to story time.
Oh shit, that's it. Story time, hooray!
Hooray, it's story time. Hooray, it's story time. I'm so glad to be with you today.
Okay, this is a section where we start talking about life itself. So, Kim, Give us some insight what you've been up to last week.
All right. Well, let's see. Last week, last week was kind of rough. We had to load up Thursday and go to Effingham, Illinois, which is 5 hours away from where I live, and go to my uncle's funeral. So that made for a long road trip because it was 5 hours there, and then the funeral was from 4 to 7, and then we went out to eat supper, and then we drove back. So I got home at 1 o'clock in the morning. So that was yeah, right. And the amazing fact of this is, like, my whole entire family went, and we didn't kill each other. So that's a miracle in itself.
Well, one death's enough, I'm sure. I'm sure your uncle didn't really want company, So.
Right. Right.
But then again, it might have been cheaper. It would have been cheaper to get, if you just knocked each other off.
Family discount.
Yeah. Like we it's special today. If anybody wants to die, we can do a special on 6. So don't eat the oysters if you don't want to join in, because they're bad.
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry about your uncle. Very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, Kim.
Yeah, but so we did that, and I don't know. I guess I got tired of being mopey, so this weekend I decided to put the Christmas tree up. So we actually got the Christmas tree up. The lights are on it. The decorations are on it. I let my little 6-year-old nephew Tony put the ornaments on it because after a while I'm like, you know what, screw this. Hey Tony, So I let him do it. Of course, it started out being lopsided. He put more ornaments on one side of the tree than he did the other, so we kind of had to go back and move some around. But he did a really good job. So. Yeah, I'm getting into this this holiday spirit thing slowly but surely. Which is good because Christmas is next week. Well,
your video camera is definitely not getting into the Christmas spirit, Kim. So you've just disappeared on me. So I really don't care. I'm sorry people aren't seeing your beautiful vision, but if your video camera happens to switch on again, it'll correct itself. Pete, you're kind of out of the picture a little bit, so if if I start to adjust it now, Kim will appear back in again. So I apologize, people. The audio hopefully will be fine. Yeah, but you've got me to look at, so
right?
Yeah, so more than one. By the way, Pete, just to rewind a little bit. Alpha Kenny Batty.
Yeah. I got it.
You get it?
Yeah, I got it.
So the Christmas tree went up, Kim, and the cat went immediately into the tree.
Oh, of course. Like 3 of them immediately decided to climb the tree, but Squirt was the only one that actually made it into the tree. So, yeah. I was half tempted to actually leave it that way, but I decided against it. So
cats and 18-month-olds do the same thing. It's very, very hard to keep Jazz away from the tree at this moment in time. She keeps on pulling my balls off and throwing them around the room, which is quite embarrassing. And she's also at the tree, so it is bad. Charlie, his birthday is tomorrow, his 14th birthday. So this is Charlie's birthday weekend. So we had a ton of people in the house, and I just get away from that now. So that was kind of crazy today. Yesterday, Charlie and I, because Joshua has the next person that has the Black Death in my house is my eldest boy. He was supposed to be going karting with us, but it was just Charlie and I. We went karting, and the karting place was really, really quiet. We had the place to ourselves, and we done 5-minute sessions, which actually is exhausting. And I am happy and sad to report all at once that on the 4th and 5th session, Charlie beat me by 2/100ths of a second.
Holy moly.
So that's pretty fast timing. Now, I'm quite happy because he's half my weight. But it also, I remember this happened with Joshua as well. Now, since I have beat Joshua again, but there's a point in time where my young lads are now faster than the old fella. And, the page has turned. The new generation has came along. I got these. I said last week I was going to get some new glasses, and I've got several new pairs. So I picked these up on Friday night. I don't know glasses wearers, but I know you see me here wearing glasses. Hiya, Dan. Sorry the video was messed up. It's all Kim's fault. Probably Mark's fault, but we're blaming Kim just at the moment.
Okay.
So, yeah, people that wear glasses lots. You see me with them on at the show because I use them for watching and reading and up close stuff. And I was so fed up taking glasses on and off and on and off and on and off. Every time I had to look at my phone, I had to sort of contort myself to see it or put glasses on, and I was wrecking them all. So I ended up just buying cheapy pairs now. The big nerd glasses that I wear, these are quite similar to them. So I went out, got my eyes tested again, and bought varifocals. So it has different. My God, are you moving yourself around, Pete? So they're strong at the bottom, in the middle, and then clear at the top. So the idea is that I wear them all the time now. So some people would say it's very hard to get used to, and this is a real test for me tonight because I wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to focus on the screen. So the middle sensitivity seems to be it. Hello, we've all went dark.
No.
Wow, all the cameras bar me have went dark.
It's because I'm showing both of them for some reason. Anyway,
I don't know. Anyway, we just carry on regardless. The show must go on. So yeah, it's worked out all right. I'm happy enough with my glasses the way they are right now. So
good.
Yeah. Hi Sarah. Sorry the camera feeds are dead, but it's all Mark's fault. But it's Kim's fault too. Another thing I do is because the weather's been so bad here. It was actually snowing here yesterday. It was like sleet and snow. It was horrible.
Snowing here now.
And we have the tree at the end of our driveway, and the lights go onto it. And every year the tree's getting a bit bigger. And last year it was a real stretch to get up to get the lights on it. It was small. It was like 6 foot high when we moved here, and Dan. Yeah, no, Dan. This year would be the way. That would be for. That would be for snooker. Yeah, so I just about managed to get up on a big ladder. So I couldn't reach it. It's about 3 foot high this time. 3 foot more growth this year. So there's no way I can get my lights to the very, very top. So, but it looks okay. It's all right. It's done. Frigate up there. Yeah, so that's me. Getting to great heights, karting, my new specs, work stuff that's been going on, pain in the butt, and just getting ready for Christmas now. And yes, I bought some new paintings, as you're aware, and I got them this week. So I brought one of them out today. Then one of these are Graham Nuttall. It's an Irish artist. They are, and I found 3. That I paid far too little for because they're worth an absolute fortune, and the people didn't know their value that they were clearing the house. So the first one has went up, and the rest of them will go up over Christmas. So yes, I'm enjoying my Nuttall's Graham Nuttall. Oh yeah, that's the treat to the house. The house liked. Judith went, "What the heck are you doing? Spending money again?" What do you do? Anyway, what about you?
Is that you,
Pete?
Well, me. As an update on the rodent hunt, we have got. I think it's one that's lurking around somewhere under the floor. So, one night when I went to work on late, so I was working 2 till 10. Michelle texted me about 8:30 and said, "Right, I'm listening out for where this thing is." So I've got a glass. You might not hear from me in the next hour or so. So all right then. I got back home about 10 to 11. She's still upstairs. There's a glass on the floor, and she's listening around for this thing. She's kind of worked out the route now for this rodent. So I've ripped up the floor today, and lo and behold, one of the areas that we lift up. No, I didn't find the actual thing itself, but we found like it's trying to nest. I think by the look of it, I don't think it's mice. It might be a rat or a squirrel because normally they tend to shit in one place. So I've not noticed any drop-ins anywhere. So I've put some traps down. I've lifted the floorboards up in a couple of areas, and also in the bathroom cupboard as well, where it could possibly get up. But anyway, Chelsea, she heard a bit of a clatter earlier on, and she reckons that was the trap. I don't know. We've not heard anything since. Who knows? But yeah, it's still going on. I'll update you next week, mate.
Okay.
Our tree, same as Kim. We went last week shopping and got a tree, and it's been decorated now by Kira. And it's instead of it being an 8-foot tree, which is the one that we went for an artificial 8-foot. It was £169. They didn't have one at all boxed up, so they said, well, we'll have to get the one that's on display. I said, all right then, no problem, we'll wait. And they come back, and it was almost like there was just too much tree there. I was like, that ain't the right tree. I didn't say anything because it looked bigger, and then we brought it home, and it's a 9-foot tree. It's fucking enormous. And I think that was the 239 model, but they've fetched the wrong one down, I think. But that's my gain. I'll send you a picture later. Kira's standing next to it, and it's massive. It's just huge, but it fills the room good. I did
that a couple of years ago with a B&Q, and I was like, this tree. Oh yeah, let me go and get the tree. Oh, I want a big one, tall one, and it's like 7 feet or something. It really is to the ceiling. So it's the main one that we have. So yeah, I love a big tree. Love it.
Yeah. No, well, it's 9 foot.
Don't we all?
We've got an old Victorian house, so it fits in just right. Yeah, it's good. We've decorated it all anyway now, so it's sorted. It was my auntie's funeral as well this week, so we had to. Me and Mike had our moment. We did a 10-minute. I think it was around 10 minutes anyway. We had a bit of a talk, a few words to mention. I ballsed up at the end. I had 6 words left to talk to mention, and I started to choke. But it was one of those. It's hard.
It's hard. It is.
Yeah.
For a long time, and it was just one of the. It was the goodbye. It was that minute where you had to say goodbye. I love you. We miss you. Blah blah blah. And it was only 6 words. It was literally that. It was nothing. And I choked, and it was hard. But I pulled through it. I just about said it before I broke down a bit. But it was a good send off. So that happened as well this week. And another thing I did is I've introduced VR to some of the Quaker community.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Now, the demographics of Quakers normally in our venue establishment in our place is the average age. You're talking about 60. A lot of Quakers tend to be elderly. So they're very stuck in their ways with some things just when it comes to technology. And you see a lot of them now bringing iPads, but they've never seen VR ever. And there's one woman who comes to work to volunteer. Her name's Anne, and she's quite an outgoing, up for doing. Trying new things. And I mentioned it to her, and she was like, right, you need to bring it into work. So I brought it in, and she was absolutely blown away by it. And she started to talk to the other Quakers now that, that are volunteering just like Annie's. And I'm starting to get a bit of an interest now. So I think I'll be able to take it into work and maybe introduce it in staff meeting and talk about, because there's a Quaker centre in Pennsylvania over in the USA, and it's called Pendle Hill, and you can on the Maps app you can stand in the garden and look at the grounds and look at the house, and I might be able to just to sell someone trying it just by saying that. I think just if they've never been there before and they're never going to get there. But it was interesting. It was just a moment where I took it into work, and it kind of brightened up somebody's day. So it was really, really good.
And sorry, what did you show them, or where did they go, or?
Well, there's a thing that you normally play when you first boot it up, and it's called Let's Begin, and it's almost like an introduction into VR, and it shows you this almost like a magical environment around you, like loads of things sparking in the air, and the fireworks going off, and blah, blah, like airships flying in the air, and it kind of like submerges you into the environment. And then all of a sudden there's a desk in front of you, and you have to pick up a few blocks and throw them across the room, and paper planes, and then you have like a little rocket, and you pull the string at the bottom, and it flies off into the air, and just she was just completely like blown away by it. She really, really enjoyed it. So that's all she played. No other games. I wasn't connected to the Wi-Fi, so we didn't play Beat Saber or anything like that. Just a nice introduction to it, and she loved it. So there we go.
Yeah, I mean, I think people. I mean, when I had the PlayStation VR, some of the So the walkie round experiences for people that never used it before were the best. I mean, there's bound to be a whole market, or probably already is, a whole like virtual tourism. You know, go to Yosemite, go to International Space Station. You know, that sort of stuff. Go to Rome, visit the Vatican, go to the Louvre. You know, that must be pretty cool. You know, so that would be good.
I've only ever been. I went to Times Square, I think, on the one that I've got, and the Statue of Liberty, and they were pretty cool. I've and Everest as well. So I've got a few more places to go and see. I don't know. I suppose it's time really, and I've been playing other things on it, but I'll probably that in a moment. So if we're all done, if we're all good to go, then we'll move on to game time.
Shall we play a game?
I want to play a game.
You are one pathetic loser.
All right. Well, we've talked about our monthly freebies a couple of times, I think, in December. So we'll move on to Kim. I've just noticed the last part of yours. No, I didn't know you delved into the purchase, so we'll go with you first.
Well, I hadn't actually. A friend of mine, I think, has, and she gave me a buddy code for the next 3 months.
Oh, I have one of those.
Yeah. So she gave it to me, and I've got this shiny new laptop now, which is better than my old one. So I thought, well, we'll see what it can do. So, I brought it up. I downloaded the app, and whiz bang and yada yada. Here we are, and I played Tomb Raider on my laptop with Stadia.
So okay, well the whole point is your laptop could be made of tinfoil, and it should work. Was the kind of the idea that you don't need a powerful thing. You probably need minimum specs to run Windows, I suppose. But I'm very interested because I got an email in about the Buddy Pass. How does that work?
She just gave me the code, and I, like I said, I downloaded the Stadia app, put my little code in, and it popped up and says, okay, you've got 3 months, and then at the end of the 3 months, if you still want to keep it, they'll charge me, I think it's $10 a month, I think is what it said.
So if I was to email this to Hardly Dan, Hardly Dan could tap into my Stadia library. Yeah, that would be that thing, yeah?
Well, I don't know if that's how it works, because, see, I only got, if I wanted to buy special games, but the only free ones I think they had was Destiny and Tomb Raider. So I don't know if the person that gave me hers, if she's got any more games than that, or if that's,
okay.
you know.
Okay, all right. Well, that'll be interesting. Dan, you went Robin? ? If you want it, you just let me know, and you can play around with it and let me know how you get on with it. Okay, just let me know. Okay, and what was your experience?
It was pretty good. I was lazy and didn't feel like getting my Bluetooth controller, so I just played it with the keyboard, and that was interesting considering I'm a controller type person. But I mean, it did pretty well. There was a hiccup or two, you know, but that other than that, it worked well. I mean, it did really good. So
no stuttering, no.
Oh, it stuttered a time or two, but that either could be my internet or that, like I said, that could have been my laptop as far as that goes. But I mean, it only did like a couple of times. It wasn't a big major thing.
Yeah, it wasn't
and
in the world.
Well.
Yeah, if you were snobby, you were really snobby about it, oh my God, it's the end of the world, snowflake.
Right.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. I mean, I could sit there and, like I said, the only part of it that for me was weird was using my keyboard to control Laura and show her where to go and all that. If I'd had my controller, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But you know, it did. Like I said, it did pretty well. I'm impressed. So you know, if this is hopefully what Xbox is going to do with the xCloud and how that's supposed to work, then you know,
Happy days.
I'm on board for it.
Happy days.
Yeah. So. So that was good, and then I went back yesterday, and like I said, Anthony was here, and he wanted to play Little Red Dead, so I went back to an earlier save so we could play as Arthur, and I went on the hunt for the Bigfoot, we did a few other little things. We went after the legendary bear, and like I said, we're just cleaning up like a few Easter eggs and some stuff maybe we didn't do, because we kind of missed Arthur a little bit, so we went back to do some more stuff, and that's been about it for me, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Robin?
Well, you know, I'm right at the cutting edge of gaming at all times, and it's just amazing how I surprise myself at how wonderful I am at all this stuff. So, and I've been having a wonderful time with this indie title. It's called The Last of Us.
Oh, nice.
And I never completed The Last of Us. I don't know why I never completed The Last of Us. And I think it was about a
I
third.
haven't started it either.
I was about a third of the way through, and I stopped. And part of the reason, look, I know I give PlayStation a bit of crap, but it's not that it's a bad machine or anything, and the controller's crap. Forget about all those things separately; those are separate issues. It's just the Xbox was my home, and it's the place that I play.
Yep.
And when I have time to game, well, it's not always. I want to play the games I was playing. Anyway, with this new TV and setting up the PlayStation again, that's been the perfect opportunity to pick up and play. And I'm loving it. Judith's been out a couple of nights. I've had an hour here, an hour there free, and this is what I've been playing. And the remastered version was free, I think, on PlayStation Plus there. And it looks absolutely gorgeous, even though it's quite a bit old now. The story, I don't even need to go into this here. You know what The Last of Us is. The story is fabulous. It really is really interesting. It's in depth. The only criticisms I could have, and these are stupid criticisms, are the tropes of Naughty Dog, like moving a bin, the bin trope, to move it around, to pull it around, to climb on top of it. Minor issue. Very, very small thing, but that's not even a complaint, because it's just awesome. I think I'm very, very close to the end. I'm in the hospital where Ellie is being, I can spoil it, I'm sure, where Ellie is being operated on, allegedly. They're trying to operate her to cut her brain open or something, I don't know. But I mean, there's been some fantastic set pieces, some brilliant pieces. Like, there was this section where we came across this guy and his younger brother, and we were with them for quite a while, for an hour or so in gameplay time, and we came to this little village, and it was a shootout between the baddies chasing us and ourselves, and the little brother, he got bit or infected, and he went to sleep, and the next morning, they went through and went, oh my goodness, he's turned. And the older brother shoots him in the head. It looks like he's going to shoot everybody. And then he kills himself. And
what?
And because he couldn't stand living without him. It was like, fuck, Jesus, sorry, you haven't played this game. Damn it, you'll have forgot by the time you get there. There's just there's just so many fantastic bits, like really dramatic pieces. So I really understand why all of this stuff. And I apologize, people. Sarah, I am sorry that I never played this fully to the end. So I maybe I've got an hour maybe left or so, but it's fabulous. The characters are absolutely wonderful. So I can play it. It's a fantastic single player experience. So
Will do.
And you've also been dipping in and out of
COD. Yeah. So I've been doing some COD stuff as well. It's been kind of fun. The COD stuff is cool. I did friend up Sarah. I did do it, Sarah. I did. And I got on last night to play some, and I didn't play with anybody. I was just by myself playing single player again, or not the single player. Sorry, the multiplayer. I haven't touched the single player at all yet, because I just love that multiplayer, that free for all multiplayer. It's just so awesome, and just unlocking new guns and new attachments is just like crack. It's addictive. It is lovely. Is this better? Is that? No, and I'll go back a bit. Yes, that new piece is not better, but I'll go back and I'll go to the old one, and you try to get down. And they've introduced some of the older levels again. It's Crash, which was like the helicopter that crashed in the middle of the little town, and you're whizzing around, and the level seems to be more expanded. It seems bigger than it was originally. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it just looks there, but yeah, it's just brilliant. It's good, and they keep on introducing stuff. Now, there's this new battle pass thing that they have, and after every round it pops up with the things that you could have got with the battle pass or game pass or whatever it is. And yeah, I don't know if I want to.
The season is Robin.
Like a season pass, season pass, battle pass, season pass, that sort of thing. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
that's like for old rope for me. It's like money for old rope. It's just making. It's just bullshit. Yeah, I reckon you could just have him just as much enjoyment with. What you've got.
It's just after every level, it pops it up, and you have to sort of, back out of that screen to get onto the results and your upgrades and stuff. And I don't need to do that. I don't want to go back to there again. And they're doing the free maps as well. Yeah, I mean Sarah again she's not been tempted either. I don't know if I want. I see some of the guys that are running around that must have it because they're wearing weird clothes that I haven't seen before, like orange jackets and and stupid like ultra pink weapons. Why would you have an ultra pink weapon?
I'm gonna get it for that. Now you've said that.
I know, but are you not meant to have a camouflage weapon so people can't see you?
Yeah, but pink weapons.
Yeah. Nope. So yeah, look, the as Dan has sort of said in the chat there as well about the kill death ratio, for the team stuff it's not just as important, but for the free for all stuff and that kill death, it's important to try and get more kills than deaths and stuff like that. And it's kind of cool. It is. I've just unlocked my scar. I'm at level 48 or something now. That maybe as much. And the scar was one of my favourite weapons in Modern Warfare 2, but I'm still favouring the FAL, the FAL.
Yeah.
The single shot, trigger. So, I don't know. Again, there's enough unlocks for me, all of the camos and the attachments and bits and pieces like that there, without me having to do a battle pass for cosmetic stuff. I don't know. I really do hope to bring in some more of the Modern Warfare 2 or some of the original levels that us people really loved. So that would be really cool. That would be cool. So yeah, I'm enjoying those things.
I still haven't fired COD up yet. I've not played any online multiplayer at all of COD, and I'm kind of disappointed in myself really for not doing so. But
as you should be.
I know, but I keep on clicking on the Outer Worlds, and now I was all pro the Outer Worlds when I first started this, and I was like, it's like Fallout. You've got a lot of control of all the dialogue and blah blah blah. But oh god, this is a monotonous game when it comes to. Oh my life, I was disappointed. It just felt the same over and over and over again, and it felt like I got that pissed with it. Right, I didn't want to talk to anyone because every time I spoke to someone, I got a side mission, and it just really grated at me. I don't know what it was. I don't know whether it's because I'm starting to lose patience with larger games now, which I don't think that's the case because of completing Red Dead 2, or whether it's just because I was so motivated to playing that game anyway and God of War, but. I don't know. It really, really grated me. I didn't. The one thing I didn't do, and I was talking to Mike about this because he's completed it as well. And the one thing I didn't do was put all of my armor on as I found it throughout the game. And I thought towards the end of it, I was playing this. There's this boss that you fight, or this robot. It's called Ram, and I thought I should have really put some armor on before I fought him because it took me absolutely to fight it. It took forever. I was
rookie mistake.
I know, yeah. I didn't any armor on. I was completely. I could just got t-shirt and trousers on or whatever, just the basic armor. I didn't have anything, so I had to completely fight it tactically with all of the ammo that I got, and I nearly ran out. And I had such a tough time, and I think maybe that peed me off a little bit. But I do like a bit of a challenge, and it was almost like I played it on the hardest setting when I played that boss because it was just ridiculous. But I just felt that I felt like the dialogue was getting boring. I felt like I was given really tedious tasks. Like I had to get into my spaceship. Right, I was given a task. I had to get into my spaceship, travel to another planet, go to see someone to get some documents, some paperwork documents, get in my spaceship again, go through all the load screens, travel all the way back to the existing planet where I spoke to the initial person who asked me to go and fetch those forms in the fucking first place, right? And then handed them over, and they're like, thanks. And that was it. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. It really grated me.
Hold on. You would feel fulfilled if they made a bit of an effort and thanked you better. Like, oh, you're so wonderful, Pete. Thank you so much for doing that for me. That was wonderful. Not just thanks.
Well, I think it's all the space travel. I think when you're in Fallout, you're in one world. You've got different planets. You've got a solar system almost to travel around. And because you're fluttering between all of the planets, it's more loading time and it's more faffing about. And I think that's what started to get on my nerves. And then as I got further into the game, I was skipping dialogue. I was just like, right, yeah, answer anything. And I was seeing some of my lie, persuade bonuses, so I was just adding them just to get XP. But I was just skipping through it.
Fumu-itis.
I just got completely peed off with it. But the one thing that I suppose the ending kind of redeemed itself. I'm not going to spoil anything apart from saying, however you play the game, tailors the end, which is one thing that I liked. And I'm not going to go into it anymore. But I've played it, I've completed it. I'm not going to go back to it. I'm going to uninstall it, and I can just move on. It's good. It's good for what it is, but it is a bit monotonous. It does pee you off, and you don't get many achievements from it neither. So, okay, it's all right. I'll give it a 7, 6. No, I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Well,
it's all right.
I would say that the majority of people out there are sort of saying 7 or 8. So I'm sorry you didn't have the good of that experience about it, but
no.
Anyway.
But it's free. I say it's
it's free of service. Yeah, but you're going to buy that service anyway.
Yeah. So that's one thing I've played this week. Another thing I've played is Lonely Mountains Downhill.
Yeah, this is bicycle stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just.
So it's not about hobbits? Damn it.
It's no.
Yeah, I played this for 5 minutes.
That's not traffic style. You're just this mountain biker dude starting at the top, working the way down the track, and got to get to the bottom in a quick time, I suppose. But you have to get used to obviously the controls.
It's like a crossy road guy. It looks like crossy road graphics.
Yeah. It's very basic, but it sounds very natural. I like the ambience. I like the sound effects. I think it's really cool, very natural, very relaxing. Even with the blood option on, when you select that, it's cute. Then you fall off a cliff and you die with elegance.
I died cutely. Okay.
But there's a lot of shortcuts you can take. There's probably a lot of time saving.
See, when you say naturally, I keep on thinking he's got really hairy armpits or something. I don't. It's just that's so weird coming from you, Pete. I know. Do you know what? I played it for 5 minutes and it didn't get me because there's lots of these. Yeah. There's not a lot, so there's maybe 2 or 3 of these downhill racer type things at the moment, and I think we thought that we could maybe, because they were free with service, do like a trials thing again.
That's why I fired this up. Yeah,
it's all right. Yeah, I mean, somebody loved this. Somebody coded into the wee small R's with their hairy armpits, doing it naturally. How dare they? And they're very proud of it.
That's one of my biggest pet hates, hairy armpits. It's not my thing at all. I hate it. So for all of you guys out there that have got them, oh my god, can you just shave?
I do one of mine.
What?
So I only do one side.
Okay.
So I find it's more interesting.
Are you like the Bowie of armpits?
No,
having a blue stone eye, you've got one shade, one chain.
No. I can plait one, and one's completely smooth.
Oh, that's gross. Okay. Mountain Lone Step Hill. It's a great game. If you want to just chill out and you don't want to do anything too play anything too challenging, and the sound effects and whatever are all cute. So I think it's okay. It's not game of the year, and I don't think it's going to be anything that we could play for a trials type competition. It's not exciting enough, I don't think. But there we go. Anyway, the other game I've been playing this week, which is game of the year,
Poker VR. Now, I said last week that I will only play VR in bed once, like I did last week. Yeah, we had fun with that this week. Yeah.
The next day, Shell went to sleep really early, and I was just like, oh, right, okay, what can I do? I don't really feel like staying around, like being up in the loft playing Xbox. I don't want to be downstairs watching the telly. Do you know what? I'll sit in bed and just play VR just one last time. So I did that, and I played Poker VR. Bloody hell, it's brilliant. It's so good. I don't know how I can describe this, but it's almost like you walk into a casino, but it's got a natural environment. You're walking around paths and there's hillsides and really weird. It's like a National Trust casino, right? And you walk in and you walk along these paths, and then all of a sudden you come to two types of areas to join. One is the competitive ranked type poker matches where it's big money, and then on the right hand side you've got the small money, people who don't really know much, introduction into poker. So being the expert that I am, I went into the introduction bit, and I got $10,000 worth of chips. You sit at your table. You can pick any table you want. There's 3 or 4 tables to pick from. Anyway,
what's the all-in button?
It's the triggers.
Trigger.
You have to press the triggers. There are 4 triggers. You have to press all them and push all the chips in. But you get people that are like, you can obviously make a few hand gestures and you can do fist bumps. And so you get the kids in there who are trying to do all the things that are sexually referencing, and then you've got the people in there who are trying to just try to communicate with people and just put their thumbs up or whatever if they don't want their mics on. But you've got people that have got their chat on. Yes. So and they're trying to talk to you, and it's great. You're just like, hello, is that really someone? Yeah, that's really someone. Yeah, it's like, oh my God, and you're really talking to people around the table, and it's flipping brilliant. It is really good.
Okay, is it a good poker game, Pete? I mean, does it, apart from being able to pretend you're sucking on a cucumber, can you play poker in it or what?
Yeah.
And it's fast, and it's not really slow. There's too many animations and all that stuff. It moves along.
I've not played in the ranked section, but in the easier game or the easier side of the game where I'm playing, your choices are timed, so it's not like you can just hang around.
Okay.
About 15 seconds, so it does move. It moves fast. All of the dealings are pretty good. You can see the cards clearly. You can't see anybody else's cards because you can pick your cards up. You see, and when I showed it to somebody else, and then they picked up their cards and showed me, you can't see their card at all. So it's not like you've got to hide anything. I think it plays really well. It just adds an extra element of surprise and enjoyment to the actual game itself. It's good. I like it. Huh. Worth playing if you've got an Oculus.
Can you? Dan again is asking here. Interesting question. Can you hear the direction? If you've got 6 people round the table, if somebody to the left is speaking to you, do you hear it more in your left ear? Is it, have they worked that out so it's sort of natural conversation? So it's front.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the environment's very laid out organically. You can listen to people around you. If people to the right are talking, you can hear them clear enough. So I think the mic system on Oculus isn't as clear as it is on Xbox. It's not that crystal clear, but you can make out what people are saying. I think it's good. But you've got the idiots who are messing around in those rooms, so you're not going to get I think if you move over to the rank section, you'll get your hardcore gamers that are going to really be serious and talk serious. But it's good. I enjoyed it.
Good.
Well, and it was. I think it was free. Yeah, I think it was a beta.
So you're still highly recommending this Oculus machine?
I've not stopped playing it.
Wow.
Whether it's that or other games, Beat Saber, the DJ thing, or table tennis. I've not stopped playing this console. It's ace, man. It's wicked.
And sorry, I have to be really stupid about this, but just to clarify, when you put that GIMP mask on, okay, and you turn into Zed, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to connect it. It just connects to Wi-Fi directly, sort of thing. That's it. I mean, you could play this anywhere. You could, in the middle of the bus station that has Wi-Fi, you could use it there just to connect. Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, from what I've played so far, if you know the Wi-Fi passcode and stuff, you can connect onto it, and there's no high security measures on what you're connecting onto. Yeah, you can just play it. It's good.
Okay, cool. All right, brilliant.
Yeah. So, I think that's pretty much wrapping up what we've been playing. We've not got any quiz this week, so we'll move straight on to the news.
Here is the fucking news.
Okay, we have got some bloody news. There's lots of it. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I'll help. Don't worry.
Okay, all right. Eyes down for the full house then. Sony State of Play.
Yes.
In its State of Play live stream, Sony showed off these titles for the current system.
Okay, well, we can talk about some of them. So if you want to, the first one there is Resident Evil. And I have a lot of the trailers up here, so if you want to have a look, see. Did you ever play any of the Resident Evil games? Because I played bits, but the remake of 2 seems like a thing that we have to play at some stage, and this here looks even classier again. It looks pretty fabulous.
Resident Evil 1, 2 and 3 were my favourite games as a
really?
youngster.
Okay.
Yeah. But I've not played the remakes. I felt very strong about this when they released number 2. I just want to stick... I want to hold the memories and enjoyment that I had at the time when I played those games, and I can't relive those moments of sitting in a dark room on a 15-inch Toshiba TV playing on my PlayStation 1 and 2. Those scary moments that I'll never be able to get those back, and I don't want to. I'll never relive it by playing a remake. It'll give me some enhancements. There'll be some changes to the game, but it's never. I mean, number 3, that's Nemesis, isn't it? When he's running after you.
Don't know.
You got the guy after you, and he's just shouting stars. And it's
stars.
Sure,
is he from Belfast?
That's the. I think that's the federal, the federal agent that you're representing. I can't remember the name of the character now, but I'm just gonna type in Resident Evil 3 while you carry on. But have you played it, Kim?
No. Mm-mm.
And you're not a fan, Robin?
It's not that I'm a fan. Just me and scary games. I pee my pants.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a chicken.
I remember playing the PT demo, that PT thing, which is still on my PlayStation, and I was playing it in the sunroom in the other house. In the house, and it was daylight, and the family were in the room behind me, and whatever happened, I screamed like, excuse me, no offense, please don't take this the wrong way, I screamed like a little girl. I just and they all came running in to see what was wrong with me. And if I could play it and I had a cushion that I could hide behind, that would be good.
Yep.
But I like being frightened, so that's what would make me want to go there,
Well, this game certainly put you on the edge of your seat years ago, and just looking at a clip of that footage then, it's almost very cinematic. I think the scare factor is going to be even worse. When I look at the game footage, I think I really do want to play it, but at the same time, I don't want it to ruin what I had back then with the game. So,
okay.
I don't know.
All right.
We've got a whole lot to go through anyway.
All right, yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so you got Untitled Goose Game there coming as well, which is coming to Xbox Game Pass, which is kind of cool. It's coming on the 17th of December for PlayStation guys. You will have to buy it. So it's come to Xbox Game Pass for as part of the service. Spellbreak, which is a battle royale magic thing. I don't know an awful lot about it. Dreams. I thought Dreams was out, or maybe it was the was that a beta?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Superliminals, a puzzle game using optical illusions. Paper Beast. Now this one here. Paper Beast looks really quite cool.
Does it?
Yeah. So it's a VR game. You'll like this. Yeah, it's VR. So it's in VR, PlayStation VR. And do you remember what was the little game? Damn it, what was it called? The paper one, help me in the chat. Paper Tearaway. It looks kind of like folded origami paper stuff. But here we've got a world and monsters and stuff in it that you're manipulating or chasing around, and it kind of looks really interesting. I haven't seen anything like that before.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's kind of neat looking. It's like, remember the coloured sticky paper you used to get in primary school to make things with. Yeah. Well, they look like it's made with that. So that looks interesting. It's nice to always see different new stuff around there as well. What else was there? Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay, well, that Paper Beast is first quarter 2020 Kingdom Hearts DLC. Predator Hunting Grounds. Now, Predator. That's our alien friend. Okay.
Indeed.
And we all like a bit of Predator. And this looks like one of those guilty pleasure type games. So I'm not sure. I mean, yeah. So you play as a Predator and you're in there. Do you try and track down a team? Now, hopefully, they do a better job than the last big monster game with like one monster, 5 people job.
But Evolve.
Evolve, yeah. But Predator's pretty badass. So, I'm going to see if I skip 40 bit of gameplay here. There isn't. Yeah, so it is /cut. Maybe VR. It could be single player. A lot of it, and you're in there trying to just go in and infiltrate. But that looks pretty kind of cool too. So that's interesting. Yeah. Fun. I don't think that'll be a big AAA game, but I think it's going to be fun. So that was that.
Put a lot of money into the trailer.
Yeah. Not actual gameplay is what some of the bits that came up. And here's a Babylon. Okay, so look, state of play for Sony. It's really good that they do this, and lots of interesting stuff there. And next year is going to be a cool big year. Now this here thing, MLB The Show. Did you hear anything about this here this week, or did you catch any of this, Pete? This was very funny.
No.
So the kind of thing goes that MLB The Show and Major League Baseball has pretty much been a PlayStation exclusive for quite a while, and PlayStation people kind of lost it this week when it was announced that it would come to multi-platform. They kind of thought the world was going to end. How dare they give this game to Microsoft and have it on an Xbox? This is I am cancelling Sony. Cancel Sony now. It was just unbelievable.
Oh, it's crazy.
It went
territory over just this.
Yeah,
just
a friggin' baseball game.
This baseball game, yeah.
I know what I'd say. We give you PUBG.
Oh, there you go, on Minecraft. So the same one. MLB The Show franchise will expand beyond the PlayStation universe as early as 2021. The league announced in conjunction with Sony and MLB Players Association. No end date for the deal was provided by MLB, with details to be announced at a later date, but both Xbox and Nintendo official Twitter accounts responded to the news, making it appear that they will be getting the game. I'm sorry, little Sony people. This is what's going to happen. It's happening.
Well,
and you'd have thought they were going to tell you that, Uncharted was coming to Xbox, the way people were reacting, not over a damn baseball game of all things.
Oh, yeah. I think I had a bit of fun with this too, because I stuck up the photograph of Xbox Game Pass's games for next month, and I had included The Last of Us Part 2 and Uncharted.
Yeah.
And that won our miniature internet that day, I think. So, yeah. Pete, Game Awards.
So
do you watch Game Awards?
Yeah. So here's a recap on this then. So the Game Awards has happened recently. Just a bit of information about some of the winners. Now I'm going to reel off some of these. I'll
stop you if I have stuff. Okay.
Sorry.
I'll stop you if I have stuff.
Okay. Game of the Year. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
Oh, okay.
I was expecting to see VR above that, but I've not played this. Anyway, action game: Devil May Cry 5.
Wow.
Yeah. Audio design: Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I'm gonna share a few, not all of them. Destiny 2 got community support. Esports Game of the Year: League of Legends. Family game, Luigi's Mansion 3. Interesting.
Which is just out, so it didn't have much of a chance to percolate.
Fighting game, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. To be fair, at EGX that did have a big stage, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's got a huge following, hasn't it? So
yep.
I can kind of see that. Mobile game, Call of Duty Mobile. Multiplayer game, Apex Legends.
I'm sorry, I'm not feeling these awards so far, Pete.
No. Score and music, Death Stranding.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh no. Just one more. VR.
Yeah.
Beat Saber.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, VR. Yeah, I mean, Stu will be very happy about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get some of these. I mean, some of these awards were voted by gamers as well. I don't get it. I don't understand that. Or was this just a shit year? That couldn't have been.
Well, I mean, as far as winners, maybe, but there's some big announcements that have been made at the show, which are pretty interesting. So
what was the big announcement? What was the Microsoft one?
Yeah, there was a massive surprise by Microsoft. So it's the Xbox Series X.
Oh, it is. It's actually what it's called. I thought it was the Xbox Series humidifier. Okay, it's. I'm being cruel.
For the people who are not in our WhatsApp chat, Robin almost picked its familiarity to an air humidifier, which it looks very, very similar. But Phil Spencer came on stage to introduce the next generation console, and it will have 15 exclusive games for its lineup, which is another interesting thing. Now, the dimensions for this Xbox, which is very, it's just a rectangle sat on its short side.
Do you know what? On that first day, Pete, I really didn't get the design aesthetic, and I thought, my goodness, that's big. But it's not really. Towards the end of this trailer that's running right now, you put a controller beside it. It doesn't look much bigger than a standard Xbox or my X Scorpio sitting beside me here now. It's just it's the shape is weird, but it looks like reading up more and more as the week has went on. I'm appreciating the design. I'm going to pause when this gets to a big shot of it.
It's very different.
Yeah,
it's different. Like a really tall game.
Yeah, so it is. So exactly. Yeah, like a tall game. Now, it seemingly it either sits up and down like it is not right, or left and right. It does have a disc slot, which is interesting. It has a bloody big vent at the top of it. It only has one fan. Again, it should be very, very quiet, like the Scorpio or the Xbox One X, which is whisper quiet. It's using lots of some really, really interesting stuff. The processor's mega fast. 6 times faster than they're saying, or 4 times faster? 4 or 6 times faster than the current Xbox One X. 4 times faster. It's using this groovy new. I can't remember the name. Forgive me, people. but the solid state drive, which looks like a memory card, Dan will be able to tell me this.
I just like to comment. It says it looks like a posh waste paper bin.
Yeah. Well, up, down, left, or right, whatever you want. There's just it's jaunty angle there. But look at this. But if you look at that photograph, look at the size of the controller compared to. Put your controller beside your console right now. It doesn't look that big, really.
No, not really. No.
So yes, the hard drive type is NVMe. So this is being used in lots and lots of fancy PCs right now, and it looks like a memory stick from a PC, and that's your hard drive. Super fast. So loading times will be super quick. All this other shit, and which is just talk about, yes, it'll handle ray tracing and handle all that sort of stuff. That's pants. But they did show some exclusive titles, and one of them is Hellblade, the new one. And they're showing actual. I think I've got it here actually. I'll try and pull it up. Censura Sacrifice, Censura. Don't have it. Thought I had it. And they were showing some gameplay from it, and they're saying it'll handle up to 4K, or 8K.
Wow.
And they're saying, some of the stuff I've been reading says, well, do you know what? If 4K is seen as a lower resolution, fine. So yeah, look, it looks like a fine piece of hardware, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what the Sony guys are doing too. Because
the one thing I'm really excited about is with it having a disc drive. Now I know that seems stupid, but that gives us as players the option again to buy games on disc, to trade them in, and it keeps CX in business for that extra little bit longer. Now
okay,
for me,
here we go. Five guys lunch. Okay, 5 guys meal. Let's do a little bet here, Pete. This is the last console from Microsoft that has a disc slot in it. Not the cheap version, but the main brand one. So when this comes out, the next version, if there is another console, will not have a DVD in 5 years' time.
You're asking me to bet against that?
Yes.
Because I think that's the. I think you're right. I think the next gen will be discless.
Discless. Yeah.
But I'm prepared to go up the 5 guys and say, okay, I'll go and say.
You just go with the 5 guys anyway. You're all right. Yeah, any excuse. Yeah. So it's kind of cool. That's exciting. The naming even is sort of growing on me as well. The people that will have a problem with the naming, Xbox Series X will be people that are buying it now. This is the parents going out to buy for little Jimmy. I don't know if there will be an Xbox Series W. I don't know. Something that's not as good as this, a cheaper version that little Jimmy will get, because this looks to me like this is Xbox One X stuff.
Yeah, I would have just said Xbox 2X.
Oh, it's getting so fucking confusing. It really is. There's too many.
Really is.
Yeah, too many X. What was it I said the other day? There's too many X chromosomes, and I don't know why. So yeah, there's a bit like that. Now, one addition, they haven't really changed the controller by the looks of it, but there's an addition of a share button. That's came from Sony somewhere. The share button seems to be an important thing, but it looks like the controller don't fix up with what isn't broken, which is kind of cool. So I suppose now come January, I'm looking forward to seeing the Sony offering. I hope it doesn't look like the offering that was shown a few months ago, which looked like a if you remember, a dustpan and shovel. It looked. It was this sort of M-shaped thing. I don't know. Maybe that's artist's impression. So if it looks like that, which I can't imagine it will, but if it looks anything like that, as ugly as that, I can't imagine this Xbox thing that comes from 2001: Space Odyssey. It's what they found, what the people found on the moon. The big slab. Yeah, and Dan said yes. It has a better or changed D-pad. It looks very like the Elite controller D-pads. The choice of them. So yeah. So we'll see. The next year's going to be very interesting.
Well, Hellblade, I did because what I didn't do is watch any of this awards at all. I had to catch up with all of the game trailers just before the show, and looking at the trailer for a lot of these games that were announced, they seem to be very polished. They seem to have put a lot of money into all of these trailers, but there's very little gameplay from what I can see. Whether that's a thing of the norm, I don't know. But Hellblade,
I've got the Hellblade. So I've got the Hellblade thing up now, and they're saying, I'll just scrub it back a little bit here. What they're saying is this is actually in-engine stuff here. So this is not just a CGI thing, which probably is somewhere, But it looks fabulous. These guys walking here and the bit on the beach. It looks fabulous, and we know how atmospheric the first one was. So
I haven't played. I've not played it, and watching this trailer, it just reminded me of seeing in Vikings, and the woman Senua, is it? She reminded me of Ivor the Boneless from the Vikings TV series, and I found it really, really gripping. So I've downloaded number 1 on Game Pass. So I'm going to play that.
Well, you must play it with headphones on.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, yeah.
Because the sound,
I've read.
The sound in that. When did the first one come out? Was it last year?
2017.
Wow. Okay, well the sound work in this here is if it came out again, it probably would. In fact, if it didn't come out again, it's strong enough to win it this year. The sound system was so good in it. So.
Okay.
Well, okay. All right. So that was that. What else?
We got other games. Yeah, Godfall. Is a gearbox. It will be coming on the PS5.
Yes, which is an interesting little point. Now, I'm not quite sure what Godfall is. It looks like maybe a fighting game, Pete and Kim. But it's the first game that has been announced officially this is for PlayStation 5. It doesn't say PlayStation 4 or Xbox or anything else. It says PlayStation 5 at the bottom. At the end of the trailer, only thing it says, PlayStation 5. Now, whether this is a AAA big title or a smaller, like 30 or 40 quid game, don't know. My only reservation with this is it's produced by Gearbox. Sad face. So it could be anything. Not that I would say. I mean, they did a great job with Aliens, Cloning Marines. So, let's hope that they do a good job with that. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's again the trailer. You never really got much from it. You don't know what it's going to deliver. It was just 3 guys, very wizardry, fantasy stuff, and they look at this tower and they're like, "Yeah, we got to get up the top of that, or we've got to destroy that, or whatever." And it's just like you got nothing from it. I don't know. I moved on very quickly. Ruin King and Converge are both League of Legends stories that have been announced as well. Do you play this?
No.
Legends?
No.
My son did quite for quite a bit, but no, not now.
Okay.
The next one for me is the biggie for me, which is and Kim as well, I'm sure too. Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Very pretty.
Very, very pretty. There's some lovely interviews out there on this week's Xbox magazine thing that is put out every week with the director of it, saying so the difference is Kim. Now our little character will have kind of a weapon and some spells and be able to swing around the sword, and they're going to have lots of the chase bits, the chase game things.
Yeah.
Where you had to remember the bit with the tree with the water coming up. You'll never forget that.
Yeah.
We played it 1,000 times to get out. There will still be some of the stuff like that, but there's going to have proper boss battles now, where they never really had before. As such, it was mostly chase stuff. So there will be big, massive monsters or spiders or whatever they may be. There's a bit in the clip right now. There's like a big wolf chasing you and stuff like that. So, yeah, I love this first game. Love it. Yeah. Does it have... Ow! Does it? Kenneth Williams. Oh, my God. What was that kids' afternoon television program, Dan, that he was in? Was it Will of the Wisp? No, it wasn't. What was it? Was it
no.
Will-O-the-Wisp with Kenneth? Oh my darling, oh lovely, oh don't do that, oh get over there. It was called Will-O-Wisp with Kenneth Williams. My goodness, we must look that
As
up.
I've said for the audio listeners, this is a podcast with mature gamers.
Not a chance. Not a chance. Goodness me, Dan, thank you. I forgot all of the Kenneth Williams, that fantastic guy from the Carry On movies. You're Kim, you would know, and Pete, you're too young.
Nope.
Just fabulous. Yeah, really funny guy. Yes, and that is the worst impression ever. I'm sorry about my impression, but what do you expect? All right, what else did we have? That was announced there.
Some crap, some holiday bash event. Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay, so everybody, Ghost of Tsushima looks pretty damn fabulous. This is an exclusive game for the Sonys. People are going to love it. It's a sort of what your Japanesey choppy uppy people, man, those samurai guys, and it looks really nice. Now this is a PlayStation 4 game, and I think this is going to be one of the ones that they'll sell it on PlayStation 4 because it's due about summertime, they say, and the PS5 is due in fall or holiday 2020, like the Xbox X special X, and I'd say they're gonna do like quite a few games are going to take it 2 bites. So they'll sell it first, and it'll win all the awards and all the other bits and pieces, and then it'll come out in PS5 or Xbox X, and people will buy these games twice over again, like GTA and Tomb Raider and Assassin's Creed and all that sort of stuff. They just they can see it coming. Board meeting. Well, we'll sell it to them twice. Yes, twice. How are you going to do that? They're suckers. And as soon as the new one comes out, their second-hand copy will be worth nothing. Ah! So that's what's going to happen. But Ghost of Tsushima looks really good. It does. I do get carried away a bit, Pete, don't I?
You do. But there we go.
Yeah.
Wizard of the Coast are releasing Magic the Gathering, Magic Legends. Is this anything that anybody's interested in?
Not in the slightest.
Maybe, yeah.
It MMO, RPG adaptation. I don't know. There's. It looks like. It looked like a very Lord of the Rings type battle stuff. Looking at the trailer, am I right in saying? Kim, I don't know. Have you?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I'd try it. I mean, I like RPGs, so. What the hell?
What about Gears Tactics then?
No, you're talking. I hate this type of game. I hate it with a passion. I really do.
Strategy game?
Yes, you hate this too, Pete. But isn't it wonderful?
It does look good.
And our glorious leader, Greg Dallassi, will absolutely love this too because it's strategy, and CPM Matthew he'll love this too, and people that are sad will really, really appreciate this. I appreciate it because we're seeing Ra and the guys look gorgeous. These Gears of War fellas look brilliant, and I want to have a beard like that, and I'm sure if I had armor like that, I would have a butt as tight as that too. But even you can see it is very, very like that strategy. You move a piece, you get a piece, you move it around, you take your shot, turn-based stuff. But it looks brill. It looks really good.
And I think somewhere I was saying that it was like a 40-hour campaign or something like that.
Oh, Greg DeLacy will just love that.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. Very bloodthirsty as usual.
He'll put it on.
I don't know. I think this one has probably sold strategy to me.
Really?
I think I might have to give this a go.
No.
The one guy looks like Wilford Brimley in a Gears outfit. So I mean, there's that.
Well, if Greg, he'll just put it on easiest mode and away he goes. So
that'd be how I do it. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
So that looks good.
Well, I don't know about tactical, but 9 to 5, 3v3 first-person shooter.
Is that with Dolly Parton?
The trailer was really weird. It was just like these these like, I don't know what that was, squirrels or some stupid thing with machine guns, and then all of a sudden it was like turned into somebody watching this TV program, and it ended up in this tactical operation, like, and it was like, yeah, right, okay, we need to do this now, and the move on off into the darkness. It was just, I didn't get anything from the trailer.
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer now, and it looks really weird. So, you know, I mean, what are those machines with buttons on? I don't understand. I mean, they're putting paper into those machines, and yeah, I don't get it. You know, I mean, what has coffee got to do with that? Ours for the gaming, and paper files and stuff. I don't understand at all.
That's your 9 to 5, Robin. That's your 9 to 5. This is what normal people do.
I watch 9 to 5, and I recommended my nieces to watch 9 to 5 because 9 to 5 is such a friggin' awesome movie. It's about way ahead of its time. It's about females, girls taking control, being in charge, you know, being equal, and it was massively ahead of its time, and I love it for that. I think it's really, really good. Oh, yeah, because I've been chased around the table before by a boss trying to dropping pencils off his desk and making me bend down on my knees to pick them up again. I've been there. You know, bend over there. Let me sit in your facts. Yeah. No, I jest. I will bring it up. Here is. Let's see your weird squirrels probably don't have as big a boobs as Dolly Parton. So let's have a look. Is this the Quantum Big people? Okay, Arma 3. It's not yet great credentials. Show us the thing. Okay, so we've got rabbits running around here. And something on a missile. These are cute rabbits, bunnies.
Yeah, and you just think to yourself, what is this? It's a 3v3 first-person shooter, and you got this.
Yeah.
I fancy being a... Oh, no. This... Do you know what this is? This is inspired by Greg DeLacy once again killing the gophers in his backyard. So this bit is Greg, and the gophers are the rabbits, and... Oh my goodness! So what is it? Does that look like real soldiers against what?
No, they was just watching a TV program. That was what was on the TV.
Oh,
They're just swooping through some office building.
No,
so weird.
But I want to be. I want to be the rabbits.
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, the rabbits are pretty fun, actually. Let's build a 3v3 with just rabbits and machine guns. That sounds pretty cool.
Friggin' awesome.
I'd play that.
Anyway, the last one.
Yes.
I think.
No, there's more.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you want to talk about that, don't you, Kim? So the last but one, New World. It's an MMO from Amazon's gaming department, and that's sent its new trailer as well in this award. So I don't know what people think of this. Again,
I haven't looked into it yet. So.
There's no gameplay. It just seems like one of these magical Lord of the Ring type battle things. I don't know. I just like, it ain't giving you nothing. I like to see gameplay. I like just someone to describe what they're doing, or someone to sit there and give us 15 minutes of the campaign or something. Just to give me all of that, it's just trash, man. I am not there to join the hype. Anyway, I'm going to move on quickly.
You have to.
The Wolf Among Us 2.
Oh my God, Kim!
Finally,
please, Kim, come on. Let's hear it.
Oh, it's about fucking time. Although I kind of questioned it because months ago they changed their Facebook pick on their Facebook page. So I was curious if something was going on, but finally,
so
I just hope it doesn't suck.
Why should Pete play The Wolf Among Us? Because he probably hasn't played the first one.
Because it's like one of the best games ever.
This is it made by Telltale? The first
yes.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. And the second one, LCG Entertainment.
But they're bringing back a lot of the people that originally worked on the first one, and of course they're bringing back Adam Harrington and the woman that did the voice for Snow White. They're coming back, so it's gonna have a lot of the same people that were in the first one in the second one. So that's nice.
I think.
See if you can. Then what's the game? If you could sell them one.
I don't. It's the reason I liked it is because it takes fairy tales and it puts them in a modern setting.
Okay.
Because you've got Bigby, who's the big bad wolf. He's now the sheriff of this fairy tale land plucked in the middle of New York, and they've got very modern things going on. Like there's murders and prostitution and all sorts of things that now these fairy tale characters have to deal with, and it's just really freaking good. So
it's an episodic game, isn't it?
Yes, it is an episodic game. So there is that, but it was really good. Like I said, of all the Telltale games that they've put out, this is by far my favorite. This beat out The Walking Dead and all of that for me. So I was very excited when Tank Top told me when this came on, because we're coming back from the funeral, and I'm like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Thank God," So that was the one bright spot to that entire day, was finding out that this was going to come back. So hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it should be cool. I mean, when you do a search on sexy fairy tales on YouTube, it brings up some very, very interesting stuff. And yeah, do you know what? I love the first one, and it wasn't that it was graphically cool. The style of it, the art style was pretty interesting, but I think it was just the characters, Kim, that were really, really interesting. And a man crush on our main guy. He was just the sort of fella that you wanted to be. He just didn't take any of his shit, and there was this romantic thing going on with Snow White, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. That would they, wouldn't they, and they hate love each other. Yeah, just brilliant. So, just lovely. I'm excited. I'm excited for you, Kim. I'm excited for you about that. So I better stop this video now, because I scrubbed through some of it and it was pretty. There was boobs involved, and
I was gonna say, is it porn? Because,
yeah, 1970s stuff, pretty tame. Pretty tame.
You can count on Robin.
Chicka wow wow. Yeah.
Chicka wow wow.
All right, so that's our talk and news about the Game Awards. Then, so if you want to get in touch with us, was there anything else?
No, that's it. Blah 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 blah. The interesting week of news, different stuff happening. So it's interesting to hear stuff coming up about PlayStation and Xbox now. And these Game Awards were crap, but the games, which is all about the games, especially 9 to 5, because I'm working 9 to 5. It's no way to make a living. Anyway,
as a 9 to 5, there's a community of us. And
yes,
you can get us online. We're from all over the world, so we can play at different times. You can get us via SpeakPipe if you want to, and you can email us. You can send us a message on Facebook, messages on Twitter and Discord and all of that jazz. But we'll put something on later that can give you all of that contact detail.
Oh, very good.
He didn't do it last week, or he just didn't want to anyway. So we've got some new releases. Kim, would you be kind enough to run us through those?
Oh, sure. This gigantic list of new releases that we have. The new releases for December 15th through the 22nd are Autumn, yeah, for the PlayStation 4 and PC, December 7th. And, of course, we have the Untitled Goose Game, which is out for the PlayStation 4, also on the 17th. So,
Thank you very much. Love it.
That's it. Yep.
Thank you, Fraser and Kim. Also, we're on WhatsApp. So if you want to talk to us, even if you want to get involved even more,
if you want more of this,
if you want some more of Bongo and his 1970s porn, you just send us a message somehow, and we'll add you into our WhatsApp groups. They're very. I'm only joking. It's not porn. They're very friendly. They're very welcoming.
It gets a bit weird now and again, I mean, let's do a little tester here, okay? So if I count back, if I just look at going to OC pub chat, okay? So let's go in here. If I go, okay. So this was the thing today. Right, yes, that symbol. Yes, was the thing today. And
timed.
Yeah, so let's bring up the PlayStation 5, the photograph that came up earlier on. That was the chat. I'll just bring this up so you can see it there. So the PlayStation 5 Hoover that was discussed.
So it's the Dyson Hoover, and the end of the Hoover being the new PlayStation 5. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that picture.
Yeah, but I mean it's all gentle stuff. But I mean we talked about you dehydrating rats so you could rehydrate them later on, a bit like Back to the Future. In your traps, we were giving advice there. And it does get a bit weird here and there, but if you want to join in, it does get kind of funny at times. So the big debate was the dehumidifier, which came up the other day. Went there, and of course Kim has found a new mug. The mug, which is a 36-ounce huge coffee mug, handmade pottery, extra large ceramic cup with an oversized green mug. And I'm going to zoom in this. Sorry for people that are listening, but the handle is really, really interesting.
Yep. It's
so for video people only.
It's girthy with a one end.
Yes.
Like the thumb rest.
Yes, indeed, a thumb rest. So yeah, look, if you want to join in with some of that silliness, contact us through Twitter or whatever way you want, or at Bongo the Scene, and we'll get you added. But be prepared. Be prepared.
We're from all over the world, so your phone's going to be going off non-stop. So your partners or your children, if you don't want to wake those late at night, you want to stick your phone on silent because that thing's going to be flaring up at all times.
And what happens is because the funny things that happen, and I know we're talking about inside track here stuff, but Pete's very funny the way he does his WhatsApp because he's very disciplined. He must put his phone away all day, and then he comes home, and then instead, like normal people just flick through and ignore everything, he goes and reads every single message and comments as he goes. So it's like delayed reaction, Pete, which is kind of cool. Like he begins to laugh at something we laughed at 4 hours ago, and
it really must be annoying. But I can't.
It's good. It's good. It's brilliant. Really good. Anyway, victory achieved. Let's go on to it. Victory achieved. It's coming to the end of the year. We're coming at the end of this month. We'll be drawing the final winner for the 2019. We'll be into the 2020s. What it is, when you finish your game, take a photograph of yourself with the credits running in the background, and you tweet that off to @OC_podcast with the hashtag victory achieved, and we give you free money. Money is free. There's no subscription. And what you do is we put all your names in a hat, a virtual hat, and we pull a name out, and we give money away for $20, 15 quid for PSN, XBL, Nintendo, whatever you want to spend your money on, and just for finishing games. And the people that finished the games this week, Hardly Dan was hardly slacking around. He finished Need for Speed Heat, and he also finished Halo Reach. Fantastic game that Pete is going to play. It's now backwards on the. It was backwards compatible, but it's now within the Halo Master Chief Collection, which is really, really good. It's one of the best Halo games stories out there.
Greg and I have, we've said we're going to play this through co-op. I've said, right, I'm going to play this game. So he's going to try and sell it to me. It's going to be interesting.
Well worth doing. Dave 3-O-Matic, he finished Life is Strange 2. All of the episodes in it. Good lad. Dude, you're so radical. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. John Mouse, he's finished Small Soldiers. Was that on the PlayStation 1? I think it was. It was on a really old console, John. John, you're old before your time. And some friggin' twat called Legit Chinny finished The Outer Worlds. He moaned about it, and he still moaned about it tonight, but he finished it. So congratulations, everybody. You guys have completed your games. You're now in the draw. We'll draw it just before the new year, and somebody will win. But for now, you're going to get this.
You all have a victories achieved. Victories achieved. You have one. Victories achieved.
Okay, let's close the show off then. So we broadcast weekly, like I said at the start of the show, from 9 p.m. UK on a Sunday, 1 p.m. West Coast, 4 p.m. East Coast, 6 p.m. on Easter Island, and 7 a.m. in Australia.
What is it with you in Easter Island, huh?
I don't know. He misses 3 p.m. Central as well. I don't know why he does that. But anyway, we love you, Kim.
Thank you.
So there's a whole bunch of contact stuff that Kim's going to reel off right now, and hopefully Robin's going to find out that soundbite and play for us now.
Which one? The one.
I do it.
Yeah, this.
You like us, we like you. See where I'm going with this? Follow us on Twitter at OC_podcast. Check us out on Facebook, fb.ocpod.com, or email us, podcast@ocpod.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Okay. BongosDanglingBits.com. You've got an interesting shout out. Let's start with you.
Okay, yeah, I want to really shout out to Jared, Euthanasia. He's an American buddy. We don't agree with many things politically, but we are still good friends. But everybody has opinions, and you know what they're like. They're like assholes. Everybody has them. And we're certainly those. He's been having great fun in Trials HD with his daughter, and she's found me quite funny. Because do you know the bit where you finish the level and it comes up with the first 3 people up there and somebody does a wee dance, you choose your dance? Yeah, well, my avatar was in like a blue skin tight bodysuit, all in blue with the stupid boxing gloves on, and I'm doing the bum shake ass dance thing, yeah. And his daughter just burst out laughing, because it was like 20 times he was trying to beat my time, and I kept on with my bum sticking out in this blue suit. And he videoed his daughter and sent it to me on Twitter, and it was really, really cute. She's about 6 or 7 or 8 years old, and and then she sent a video going, "Bongo, don't do this anymore." So yeah, it was lovely. So thank you, Jared. That's absolutely lovely. That really made my day. Yeah, that's it. And to Mark, get back soon. Hope you're doing better. To Nicole, nice to see you chatting in the WhatsApp groups here and there. And to our vampire, who is Phil Olsen. The count 1 podcaster down, 2. Anyway, everybody get out there and get buying your presents for Christmas time. It's coming very, very soon. We will have another show next week. And over to Kim.
Alrighty. I want to shout out you guys. It's always fun to come on here, even though we seem like we're the 3 relegated to the B team or whatever we're gonna call that. Other than that, I have a shatters list. I almost forgot. Holy crap! I'm slipping.
Yep, slipping in there.
I'm gonna get fired
again.
Yeah. Right. Alrighty, we have our shatters list here, and I'm gonna shout you guys out, which are RCGC, Hardly Dan, Scott Stubby, Lurks, Commander Root, and Achen. So, thankfully, nobody asked today if I had a dongle. So, hey, that's a plus. So,
so you're dongleless, aren't you? That's right.
I am dongleless. So, anyway, and since I won't be on the show next week, Merry Christmas, everyone. Yes, I will be on. And I mean, unless it's a short Christmas dinner, I might be on here. So who knows? We'll see. But in case I'm not, Merry Christmas. And I want to shout out all you guys that are on this podcast, because these last few months have been kind of rough. And if it hadn't been for you guys and some of the people in the shout box, I don't know. Like I said, it was bad. But y'all kept me kind of, kept me going. So I appreciate that. So,
do you know what? This is very appropriate right now, Kim.
Hello, my fellow podcast family.
I got all my sisters with me.
And it's really true. It really is true.
Is.
We are. I mean, Sarah, out on the periphery, is part of our big family. This is Dan, part of our family. We've got to know these people over the years. And thankfully, or unluckily, I've met Dan on several occasions. Sarah, I haven't had the pleasure yet. But it's funny how this internet and gaming thing and all podcasting, my life is richer because of everyone apart from Pete and Greg and Phil and Gary especially and Mark. Apart from them and Richard, just it's much better apart from those people. So, but it's true, it is, and we help each other. We went through some crap things. You know, so I'm happy to call all you guys friends, apart from Pete and Gary and Greg and Richard and Phil. Kim I can tolerate for a short time, but yeah. So.
Hey, you know what? I've got family that tell me the same thing, so what the hell? I'll take it.
Good. Well, we're here for you. Virtual hugs.
That's
Hugs.
it, yeah, so.
Hugs. Okay. Moving on.
Right. Well, I'm going to shout out Hardly Dan. He's provided some very technical advice in the chat. Some few things, correcting us, and it's nice to have somebody there just to
fucking smartass. Is that what you're saying? A fucking smartass.
No, I'm not saying.
Hey, you know what? Everybody needs one.
Hey, no, I'm all for nerds, and I'm all for being corrected and being guided. So,
well, earlier on today, you said my arsehole was cool, so that was good. You forgot a comma in that sentence, so you did. So, but I made my night.
Yeah, well, I'm going to share Harley Dan. I'm going to share Bongo for letting me say Alpha Kenny Baddy. I'm going to shout all the listeners, followers. Thanks for being here for us, and this is why we do this for all of you. And we'll be back next week. You might not have the lineup because Kim's not going to be here, so the A team's not going to be around. You'll probably be stuck with Greg. So if you feel like that you prefer us, send a message into the show somehow on Facebook and just say you want the A team back. No. We've done all right for a couple of weeks anyway.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we've done fine. But here's to a great week. We'll see you Sunday. Okay.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Hello, my fellow podcast family.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next week.